quarter of Bristol's councillors are backing a campaign to build protected cycle lanes in the city, just like the one here on Baldwin Street. The National Space for Cycling campaign was launched 6 months ago and calls on councillors to make cycling a safe, convenient and enjoyable option for day-to-day journeys for the people of Bristol.
It's basically saying that if we want more people cycling through our cities and towns, then they need space to do it. Because at the moment, although a lot of people are cycling, especially in Bristol, the majority of people just don't feel safe and confident. And the way to get more people feeling confident enough to cycle is to make space for cycling. Well, Bristol's a great city for cycling, and we already have about 4 times as many people cycling in Bristol as the other major UK cities. But there are still 2/3 of people in Bristol, if you ask them, say they just don't feel confident, they don't feel safe. So the Bristol Cycling Campaign launched this campaign called Freedom to Ride, which was saying that, come on Bristol, you need to do more. The people are wanting to cycle, they're willing to cycle, but there's not enough people who feel able to do that. So Freedom to Ride. At the same time, the London Cycle Campaign were producing a Space for Cycling, which was setting out how to do that. And these two things have come together in this national campaign, where in particular we're asking everybody to ask their councillors, what are you going to do to provide space for cycling?
Cycling's one of the main transport choices in our city. We're really lucky actually that we've got one of the highest rates of cycling in the UK. Baldwin Street, and particularly the junction just behind us of Queen Charlotte Street down to Queen Square, there's been a major problem for cycle accidents or collisions over the last couple of years, and so providing a good traffic-free facility here was really key to overcoming that. Obviously it's not finished yet. The guys are still building it on site. They've got another couple of weeks left, so hopefully we'll start to get some feedback once it's finished. I think the key thing with this facility is it's part of a kind of a multi-phase project to look at how we treat the whole of Baldwin Street. We're only getting about 3/4 of the way down towards the city centre at the moment. We know we've got the next step to go to get through to the city centre, creating that link all the way from Castle Park behind us through to the fountains. So it's really important that this final connection into the city is made far better for cycling.
The campaign requires a combination of protected space on fast or busy main roads, low traffic volumes and speeds on local routes, and quality links leading through the city centre.
I think anything that can make cycling in the city centre safer is very important, obviously, and I think obviously anything that can help alleviate the traffic problems within Bristol, such as cycling, is a great idea. As a business, the widening pavements is something that I'm more than happy with, obviously, because it gives us good frontage. But in terms of the timescales and length of this development, it's really affecting our business.
Cycle paths are a good thing. I have 2 children myself. I like them to be able to cycle safely through Bristol, but it does bother me that all these cycle lanes, while costing vast amounts of money and taking enormous amounts of time, with no sort of penalty clauses whatsoever, they seem to peter out. They seem to be for 200 to 300 yards, which means that while they may be safe for 200 to 300 yards, what happens after that?
At the moment, there are only a few areas like the route on Baldwin Street that are developing the cycling space and safety in Bristol, but time will tell how they will benefit the cyclists of the city. I'm Rachel Clark for Made in Bristol TV.